Everybody, we live. Hey, everybody. Roundtable discussion. What happened in San Francisco? What happened in New Mexico? Is there mercury really underneath the facility? Is there objects that the government didn't want the cameras to pick up at several observatories across the they closed the facilities? Is that why they stopped the streams from going out to their websites because it's something that they didn't want us to see? Or maybe something that they're doing with the sun. What could it be? Is there a false flag with this hurricane? Did they make this storm out a lot worse than what it really was? The weather looks like on the Weather Channel they were doing some fake shots, and some of the shots that they were showing were fake. I mean, some of the water is only about a half a foot deep in some places, and they made it look like it was a lot deeper. Uh, some people were walking by in the shots on the Weather Channel, and there wasn't even any wind blowing, but yet they were acting like the wind was blowing and everything. Well, yet there really wasn't all that kind of wind blowing in the background. You saw two people walking by, and there was no wind at all. I wonder what that was about. All right, next. Uh, what is going on? I try to get the state job with the county here, being a technology specialist. I contacted contact like I was supposed to, and they said that I was trying to call them up to get computer equipment, which in the message I clearly left for them. I said I was just saying, is this job and title mean does it entail for me to help set up people's computers and train them on how to use it and how to set it up, and just to give me a call back at my phone number and all. Well, they called back my contact and said that I was calling and inquiring for equipment, which I don't think that's what I don't. That's not what I said at all, or said one bit. They know that, but they screwed it up. And I think it's because they don't like the fact because I'm a conservative view media person. And I think the government's against conservatives. So I think it may be a plot to keep me from getting a job. I don't know around here because it was kind of weird because I never called them up inquiring about equipment. And I don't know where that came from. I think the wires got crossed or they were hearing other voices that I did not say because I know for sure I didn't call them up for equipment because I get the equipment through my counselor. I don't get it through that job. I'm supposed to be going to people's jobs and going to people's businesses and homes and for the deaf and hard of hearing and blind and helping to set up their computers and stuff and showing them how to use it and stuff. That's what I understood, and that's what I said on the message. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, it just seemed really strange how they would turn around and call my contact, my counselor, and tell my VR counselor and tell them that crap because that was a bunch of fooey. Because I never said anything to them or inquired to them about equipment because I get my equipment, technology equipment, through my counselor. What I said exactly to them was, I'm inquiring about this job, and is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is setting up other clients' equipment. That's exactly what I did say to them on the message. But they never called me. Instead, they went around my back and called my counselor and said some kind of BS about me saying inquiring equipment, which I never did say. So I don't know what all it's about. So we'll have to see how really nice it is to move here and see what happens with that because they're attacking me because I'm a Christian and I'm a conservative, and there's an assault on a lot of us right now because we speak against the establishment and we speak against the news. And I just hope that ain't the case here because I really could do that job and I do have the experience in the background. And it's just weird. My VR counselor was saying, you know, that we never had this problem before. They just usually give you an application, you fill it out, you send them a resume, and then a few weeks later, you have the job. So I wonder why this is running around and why they're saying all this other stuff. I said, I don't know. But anyway, that's what happened there. Hey, how you doing? Somebody is watching. Good. You can chat in our chat room by clicking down on, on the screen here. I'm going to say hi to you, so we are live. This is no BS here, but it's frustrating. When you're trying to do a business here in Washington and they're already out to slit your throat and they want to mix things up and say things and advocate things that you didn't say. I've got 4 degrees in college education, and they want to sit around and play around with you like that. But I just hope this is just a misunderstanding and nothing more. But I wonder, uh, you know, but I do wonder, what you would like to talk about because that's what this is, a roundtable discussion. And we hope to go for about an hour. I mean, Hurricane Florence, yes, it has impacted a lot of homes, but I think they made it, and it has affected a lot of people's lives in some areas, but there's a lot of areas where it didn't really impact like our area really all that much at all, where we are. But in other areas outside of our area, it did impact those areas a lot more. So I wanted to really say that my hearts and condolences go out to the people that did really lose people, because about 20 people have died from this storm. And I just want to let all the Shields know, John, Jeremy, Stephen, Beth Ann, Shields, I'm okay, and let them know the parents that I'm okay. I'm okay. I didn't die or anything, because there's rumors going around that people thought I died and they were worried. And you don't have to worry, because sweeties, because I'm alive, and I love you and I miss you all terribly. But I want to also say that a lot of schools have been canceled to the 19th of this month, due to the hurricane cleanup efforts in our area. And then some places, people won't be going back to school till the 21st of September. And it may even go even later for some counties where they've been worse affected, like in Wilmington, trying to pronounce this, Carolina, and North Cumberland and South Cumberland, South Carolina, where they got inundated with a lot of water and flooding there. Lots of places, the power did go up from 676,000 people. It's over a half a million. It went down to 577,000 people. So there is efforts that Power from Duke Energy is trying to restore power in the areas where they're able to get to. What they're doing, folks, is a tier approach. They're taking a tier approach, is where they're going around and getting to the areas that they can get to with their bucket trucks and all. Now that the winds have died down and subsided under 35 miles an hour. As long as it's under 35 miles an hour, they can go out there and work and it's not raining. They can go out there and turn on transformers and cut trees and, reset up power lines in the areas. But if they're underwater, they're not going to be able to get to you, because some places where it's really bad, because there are a few places in South Carolina and in North Carolina where it's horrible, south of us. They're not going to have power probably for about 2 or maybe even 3 weeks. Some of them, could go that long. So be praying that all the agencies work together, and that all agencies will come together and have solutions, form solutions and plans, so that power can be turned on in a quick manner. Uh, we are broadcasting on Love FM right now, and Facebook and YouTube. You can see our stuff, follow us, subscribe, share our podcast. Also, Google, a founder, just another news story we put out at a meeting. Now, this was back a few months ago, but at a meeting, we found that about 10% of all Google workers are also getting some form of food stamps. They're on assistance, even though they work for Google, which is really crazy to believe, because if they're making good money, they shouldn't have to have food stamps from the government. Getting paid to do computer work, they shouldn't have any food stamps, because the money they get paid should be plenty of money to take care of their various needs that they need, and they shouldn't need to have assistance from social services. So they might want to look into that. Maybe some fraud going on there, unless it's like a janitor or something. But even janitors probably make 18 to 20 some dollars an hour. So I don't see why they need food stamps unless they don't pay them that much. But I would think Google would pay that much, seemingly, because they pay everybody. They have a lot of good paying jobs there. So even a janitor should make good money too, even though they're not messing around with computer screens, all day. But secondly, we have lots of things going on. We have the winds have died down now. North Carolina, Virginia, parts of Virginia, Southwest Virginia are getting affected with the extra tropical storm. I mean, it's not a tropical storm anymore. Florence, they're getting hit with some heavy rains in certain parts of the state of Virginia as well today. So it's a lot of things going on, and of course, Danny's making his appearance around with his lime cream pickup Ford truck at Harbor Square Apartments, and he's got the blue tinted window station wagon that's coming around. So we hear that still going on. And then I heard some intel that the other day that he hasn't been around there for a while. And I said, well, maybe to the people who said this, that maybe the reason why he hasn't been around there for a while is probably because he's changing when he's coming and when he's coming and going, because people are giving him a heads up so that he can get around the police from finding them. Or maybe he actually was caught coming there because he's not supposed to be on the property, and maybe he may be in custody and arrested now, possibly because of coming on a property because he's not allowed to be there because of sexually assaulting that woman that was in his apartment when he lived there in our building. You know, and of course, that's on his permanent record there with HUD. You won't be able to get a HUD property anywhere because of what he did there. But anyway, the ladies still keep alluding and saying that I'm coming around and, uh, walking around the campus that I'm living with my Uncle Jim in Building 3. And it's amazing how I'm living with my uncle, even though I'm over 180 some miles, 130 some miles away. So I don't know how I'm able to do that trick, but if anyone could tell me how I can pull that keeper off, I would like to know. But that's what these cats are saying there. Patricia and Barbara, the other Barbara that lives above Miriam now, that lives underneath her. We always said, be careful what you wish for, Barbara, the one that lived above, who's a lesbian. But believe her and the other Barbara were messing with each other sexually, because she would be over there and hear weird noises out of there. But that's their business, and I don't really care about that. But I hope they repent, and I hope that they get the Lord Jesus in their life and get away from those demonic demons and desires and caliphate kind of things. But I hope that they do repent and come to Jesus. And it's just like at the meeting at Google. He called us fascists when yet he's a fascist. He called us Trump. He called us Trump supporters deplorables when yet he's deplorable. And he called us Nazis when he's acting like Nazis because he wants to censor all conservative speech. And it's really crazy, folks. We should not be censoring conservative speech, and we should any kind of speech because everybody has a right to say what they got to say, just like I do. Even though I don't agree with you and you don't agree with me, if you don't like it, turn the channel, go to another YouTube channel. But if you like to hear independent news, hey, that's what we're all about. Lisa Haven had some interesting stuff to talk about. She talked about the New Mexico evacuation there a couple of days ago, but it is kind of weird. And even Reggie from Boston talked about that too. How these how that place was evacuated in only a town population in a town out there that's near the place in question that supposedly has mercury underneath it. You know, which is very toxic, by the way. But they only had a population of about 14 people there. So was that a false flag? Is that a false flag? Who knows? Who knows? Mm-hmm. But we'll just have to see what happens there, because that's a lot of things are being said there, about that place. And it's weird how they evacuated the people and how they sieged the equipment and how they didn't allow that stuff to go out on the internet miraculously, mysteriously. What are they blocking? What do they not want us to see? What are they doing up there with the sun and with the moon? What are they trying to hide, people? And also it looks like a distributor. Looks like NASA is trying to sell patents to fly celebrities to the moon. Yes, they are going to announce today at a NASA meeting the person who has gave a check to be one of the first people to have a personal ride or escort to the moon. They're planning to do this as if you have a lot of money and you're just filthy rich and you don't know what to do with yourself. These people could just go up in this plane for about a $500,000 or maybe a little, or maybe around $1 million round trip and get to see the moon and view it and go around it and get to see up close what it looks like and then come back to like sort of like a way to make money. And hey, if people have that kind of money and they don't know what to do with it, like the top 1%, it sounds like a good idea to me. They could use that money, and do that, and that could probably help support and bolster the space program, so we could travel to other planets or near or other asteroids or interstellar travel eventually. Once we they let the UFOs become normal ways of travel, because that's the way we'd have to do it is with UFOs transports, because the current technology, even the fastest military plane, is not as fast as a UFO. And if they have that technology, they ought to use that as a way, and that's how we would be able to travel in places in a little over a few years of time, let alone several light years. Light years would just go by and they wouldn't take that long because they could use the nuclear power saucers that they have that can go a lot faster than any known ship or vehicle to man. And they could definitely use those things to possibly visit interstellar planets or other galaxies in the future, possibly, because they'd be able to get to them in a fraction of time once they improve on their technology even further, a little more, which I think is what they are doing. Um, some people believe that they have technology out there that dwarfs Project Blue Beam and holograms. They think that they might plan a actual alien invasion in this country, worldwide. It will be a worldwide invasion from aliens. At least it will appear, and it will give. They may bring life by manifesting them through robots or artificial intelligence. I mean, it sounds really crazy because a lot of NASA and the Catholic Church is really into this alien entity, alien attack possibility is what they've been talking about over the years. But we don't know what this is essentially, but we just have to find out what goes on there. But it is weird, really consequently, how they could talk about possibly alien entities coming to the earth. Are they going to use robots and super artificial intelligence or humanistic or alienoids that look like robots, but yet it's just really high advanced computerized robots, literally, that look like an alien? Or are they going to integrate them as cyborgs and the humans? There's all kinds of stuff flowing out there in that department, in the wild, I will call wild and unusual department. But who knows how they're going to manifest this? Is there possibly another false flag coming to Syria soon? We don't know, but there's news in the offing that there may be soon. There's tensions building that there may be an invasion here in the U.S. from Canada and also from Mexico, where they may try to overtake the country from within. And they believe there's a bunch of Muslim sleeper cells and other cells that are just waiting for orders, like these foreign UN troops that have invaded our country that have been here for about 20 some years, and they're just waiting for orders to be able to take it down. Will there be a 2020 election or 2018 election? Not if the conservatives get censored, because they don't want people to talk about it. It's just like the same attack they did with my friend and fellow news patriot Alex Jones. They attacked him and that's what they plan to do with every one of us if they get their way, and if we don't stand up and stand against it all together as Americans to stop this, because we can if we all come together and stop being afraid of putting our heads in the sand. That's how we're going to overcome this, folks. So it's so important that if you really care about freedom and you really want freedom of speech online as well as in the real world, you have to take a stand. Whether you watch our podcast now, presently, or you watch it later on, I hope that you will find it in your heart to do just that, people, because we need to take a stand ultimately for our freedoms before they're taken away. Because, like I said, if they can take away one freedom, they will take away them all. And we don't want that to happen. Now, moving on to other things. If you would like to give donations to us, you can send donations to us by PMing me, which means personal messaging me on Facebook to find out more details on how you can give. Just put my name in there, Michael, Mikel, J, like Jack in the Box, DeSilvis. That's capital D, small e as in elk, small capital S as in silver, small I as in igloo, L as in labor, V as in victory, I as in igloo, and an S as in silver, DeSilvis. That's how you say it. And you just PM me on Facebook, and we'll definitely use your money to help the residents here that have been affected in Washington and the outskirts surrounding counties. So please feel free to donate to help a worthy cause to help impact others who are less fortunate. A lot of you are plagued with opportunity to want to help, and you may not be able to get in the areas where we can get to because we're already down here in the thick of it here in Washington, North Carolina. I'm broadcasting here from our apartments in New Hunter Church of Christ and Love FM studios through the internet. And we're right here on the scene. It's just right out our door, just 10 miles away from us and beyond. So if you want to help out, this is a way you can, and we will use all the money that we get that is labeled for this, for Washington recovery and also for North South Carolina recovery. You can label it that, and we will make sure your money goes all to that. I'm not going to take anything from it. It's just all going to go to the patrons here in North Carolina and South Carolina and parts of northwestern Georgia. and even areas in Virginia. I mean, hopefully, all will sow a lot of seeds to us so we can make an impact and we can all share our love and generosity together by making a difference in other people's lives that really need it because they lost their homes due to flood waters or fires or other natural disasters in the future. So think about that. Help us here at New Hunter Church of Christ. Send a love offering or a donation or tithe offering today. Simply just PM me, personal message to me on Facebook, and say you would like to send a love offering of $5, $10, maybe $100, maybe $1,000, maybe $500. But whatever you feel heart and moved and led to do so, don't do it out of obligation, don't do it out of a duty, but do it out of free will and do it because you love what we're doing and you want to help us here so we can impact the hearts and minds and lives of more people with your seeds being sown of generosity during this time of great need. Thank you for everyone's help. And I think that's going to conclude our broadcast for today. Yeah, all have a good day and take care. God bless America and stand up for freedom. Remember, all of us have to do it collectively together in order to keep our country free and to keep our country strong. We must stand up together and stand up in solidarity with each other. We don't all have to agree with everything, but when it comes to freedom, I don't think there's no disagreement on there. That everybody has the right and the freedom to do what lawfully they want, as long as it's legal and rational and lawfully. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. God bless everybody. Take care. So Michael DeSilvis in the news update on Freedom Network. DeSilvis Media Services, located in Washington, North Carolina, to service all your IT computing needs and all of your other needs, DJing, tax preparation, just to name a few. You need any power backup UPSs? We're not talking about a shipping company, but we can ship your products too for a fee, of course. We can also help you with photography, professional photography, and video and DJing services, and singing and performing services as well. We also do IT. We do more than just computing. We're industry for your life. Come call us at area code 252 723 1573 if you'd like to get more involved. That's at 723. It's 623 1573 if you would like to get involved with us and helping us out. Please call us and help us out. Make sure you put a 1 in front of that 252. Take care, everybody. I love you. God bless everybody. And keep on praying for us and help us any way you can. That is just so monumentally important. All right? Take care, everyone. God bless. This is Michael DeSilvis for In the News Updates.